Hey, what's going on? In this video, I'm gonna walk you through step by step how you can set up a lawn care business. Now, right now it is March, so just look at that snow. Yeah, that is not cool at all. It's freezing out here in Northeast. Don't ever live in Northeast America. It's like cold like 9 months out of the year. It just sucks. It's absolutely terrible. But it's March right now, which means that you want to start picking up these lawn care customers. This is when you want to start this. And I actually dragged out all this equipment here just to show you that this is all you need to get started, okay? And this is like the biggest misconception that people have when thinking about starting some type of lawn care business where they can make $500 in a week, $1,000 in a week, whatever it may be. The biggest misconception that they have is that they think that they need to buy these $5,000 mowers, $10,000 mowers, fancy equipment, trailers, all kinds of different expensive equipment, when in reality, this mower right here, you can pick up for maybe $100 off Craigslist. That trimmer you can pick up for, you know, $50, $100 at the most, and then you just need a gas can. That's all you need. You might want a vehicle. It's probably gonna help you a lot, but I've literally seen people do the same exact tactic that I'm about to show you using a sedan. They used a Ford Focus and it works perfectly fine, okay? So let's just jump right into this video. This is not gonna be one of those videos where I show you how to like make money sitting in your basement doing nothing, drinking soda or whatever. Like this is gonna require a lot of hard work, and you need to keep that in mind, because if you're looking for a lazy tactic to make money, that's not what this video is going to be. I love those strategies for making money without doing anything. I've made a few videos on those different ideas and whatnot, but this video is going to require a lot more hard work, and you're probably going to be breaking a sweat when you do this. So let's jump into it. It's going to be a lot easier to show this to you on my computer where I can feel my fingers and my toes. So let's go. All right, so for this example, I'm just gonna use the United States. Let's just pick a random place. Look at all this green grass here, right? You get to mow all this crap. All right, so let's just go down to Orlando, for example, here. And let's just go some random place, all right? So Orlando's a great place to do this because there's so many of these vacation homes where people aren't always around. But you know, you don't have to live in Orlando to do this. I live up in Pennsylvania. It works great with this. So as long as there's a place nearby you, like a town or some type of city, small city that has these small residential yards, this is going to be a great option for you. So let's just go into this development here. Okay, so essentially what you're going to do is you are going to want to mow as many of these little lawns as you possibly can. And the reason why you're going for these little lawns is for a couple reasons. First of all, you can bang out one of these things in about 30 minutes. So you can do about 2 of these in an hour because they're very small. You can use a push mower, and that's the whole point of this video. I want to show you how you can do this with very little investment. You don't have to have all this special fancy equipment. So let me show you how you're actually going to get all of these lawn care customers. But first, let's actually go through some of the equipment that you're going to probably want in order to actually do this. And you're going to see that it's really not too expensive for this equipment to get started with this. You'll be able to pay it off within a week or so. So the first thing you want to do is go with one of these just basic push mowers. Like you can go to Lowe's and you want to get one that's self-propelled, so it's going to be a lot easier to work with. It's going to be very simple. You just walk around with it and it basically drives itself. You just have to steer it a little bit. Now this is going to be $270. Sounds like a lot at first, but then you realize this mower is probably going to last you 3 to 5 years at least. So it's going to be at the most maybe $90 per year, which you can pay off by mowing a couple of lawns, all right? And so this is going to be the type of mower that you're going to want to get. Just a real simple push mower, pretty cheap. And you can pick up one of these off of Craigslist or at a yard sale for like $50. If you really don't want to spend this money for a new one, I would suggest going with the new one because if you get a used one, you know, you're probably going to break down with it a couple times and you're going to have to fix the engine, and it can get a little bit complicated and it can get very annoying when you have a full day of work ahead of you, but then your mower breaks, something breaks, and it just gets really annoying. So that's why I like to get these new mowers, and they're not too expensive, $270. And then you're going to pick up one of these trimmers. It doesn't have to be this exact one. Once again, you can get these off of Craigslist for, you know, $100, $70, $50, and you could buy these new as well. I prefer to buy them new, and this is just the basic concept of what you're going to do. All right, so you can pick up both of these pieces of equipment. You're going to pick up 2 different gas cans, one for the mower, one for the trimmer, assuming they're going to take 2 different types of gasoline, one you're going to have to mix the oil and whatnot. But so that's what you can do for the equipment. Let's go back to how you're actually going to get these lawns so that you can mow them. All right, so essentially what you're going to do is you want to get as many lawns in here as possible, okay? And so in order to do this, what you're gonna do, you're gonna use a few different tactics, but let's take a look at this for a second, all right? So let's say that you can mow 2 of them in an hour, all right? Hold on, let's zoom out of here. So let's say that you can mow 2 of these properties in an hour, okay? So all you really have to do is land about 10 of these lawns in this entire area, and you charge $35 per lawn. Now that is the going rate in my area for a lawn this size. In Orlando, I'm gonna assume it's probably about the same. I don't think prices would go lower than $35, maybe $30, and you can charge even less if you really want to. If you're really desperate for getting some of these lawns, you can charge $25. And that might sound like, man, $25, that's not a lot of money. But then when you consider the fact that you can go boom, 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 mow all 3 of these lawns within an hour, 3 of them in an hour, maybe be conservative and say you can do 2 of them in an hour, and you get $25 per lawn. Most of the money coming in is going to be profit. It's probably going to be about 10% of your total income is actually going to be going towards your gas and your equipment costs, which are going to be pretty low. The gas on this is going to be very low because your mower is not going to take up too much gasoline. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to charge between $25 and $35 per lawn. I would charge $35, but if you're really desperate, I know for myself when I first started this, I charged $25 for a lot of my customers. And then over the years, you can sort of raise it, $5 every year or so, and you can sort of raise the price on the customer. And if they're not willing to pay it, they can drop you, and you can just pick up different customers who are willing to pay that higher price. So you want to get all these customers, but let me show you how you can actually land these customers. So the first thing that you can do to get into a neighborhood is to use Craigslist for marketing. And this is one of the best ways for free advertising. Usually what I find is that up in Pennsylvania, the grass really starts to grow a lot more once we get into May, for example, and then people start saying, oh man, my lawn's getting pretty long. I gotta hire someone. Where do they go? They go on to Craigslist because that's a great place to find local services. And you can post tons of ads on Craigslist. You can get multiple devices posting different ads, and the ad would be pretty simple that you want to post. Just something very simple, affordable lawn care or dependable lawn care. Maybe you can actually even start your own business with this, like get a legal business license. That's probably the best move to make. You might want to consider getting insured. If you don't get insured, you will have to be aware that if you are mowing, for example, and a rock flies up and breaks this window, you're going to be responsible for that. So you want to be careful with that. But Craigslist marketing is a great way to do this, but there's a couple other methods you can do this as well. So one of my favorite ways to do this is by actually leaving flyers at people's houses, okay? And so you want to really pay attention here because this is important, because you don't want to miss a few things that I'm going to be saying in here. If you just take pieces, you could end up in a lot of trouble. But essentially what you're going to do, and this is what I did, I printed out hundreds of flyers when I was in high school. I would print out hundreds of flyers and then leave them on the doorknob of these houses. So there's a couple big no-nos here when you're putting flyers out. First of all, you need to understand your local ordinance. You need to understand the city ordinance, state laws, and what's going on within your region, because in some places you're not legally allowed to leave flyers, and you're not allowed to solicit door-to-door like this. So definitely read up on that before you do anything, before you even consider putting out flyers for your lawn care business. But I really do like flyers. I actually used to print these off in my high school library, so I didn't have to pay for printing. But what you're going to do is you're going to leave them on the doorknob, okay? Don't leave it on the mailbox. Never touch the mailbox. Don't touch anything even remotely close to the mailbox, because that is a crime to put flyers in a mailbox, on a mailbox, touching a mailbox post, anything near a mailbox. Just don't get near it. Don't touch it, because that is a crime. That's federal property or something. I don't know, but just don't get near the mailbox. You want to put it on their doorknob. And another big no-no for this is knocking on the door. Do not knock on the door. Do not talk to the people unless they actually come out and ask you what you're doing. Don't actively seek to talk to people, because there's gonna be a lot of times where people just don't want to be bothered with this. And you have to understand that if you're in your house and somebody comes knocking on your door saying, hey, I can mow your lawn, this and that, it's gonna be annoying. And you don't want to be somebody who's annoying people, getting in fights. Somebody could get very angry at you for doing this, but it's not gonna hurt anybody if you just leave a flyer on their doorknob or on the railing right outside of their house. And then if they want to take you up on this offer for lawn care, then they can certainly do that. But that is the best method that I found for actually doing this. And all you have to do here, look at this. Okay, so there are thousands of houses in here, okay? And so you do some hardcore Craigslist marketing, okay? So you get multiple devices going with that. You leave flyers, assuming that you're allowed to do that in your specific area. You leave flyers on the doorknob of houses. You just get like a paper flyer that you can print out on your computer. I will leave a template that I sort of used that I created when I was in high school. When I was a freshman in high school, I made this very simple flyer, and I will leave a link to that down below. It's just a Word document that you can open up and sort of modify, and it's very simple, very much to the point. And a big key that you're going to want to do is to sort of mass produce this. So people like to see the prices on the flyer. That's what I really noticed with some testing with this. I noticed that when you just leave a flyer that says affordable lawn care, this and that, whatever, mowing and trimming, people aren't going to really take you up on the offer as much as if you leave a flyer and it says $35 lawn care, and it's very straightforward. They know exactly what they're going to get when they call you. They know what the price is, because people get a little sketched out from that when they think, okay, here's the lawn care, how much is it going to cost? And they call and it ends up being a ridiculous amount, and they get pressured into the sale. So you want to have the actual price on the flyer, and that's why I love these little communities here, because you can say that each house here is pretty much equivalent. So you charge $35 per lawn, very straightforward. And then what you're gonna do is you can either collect cash or you can do checks, assuming that the customer is somebody who you can trust. Usually I don't do checks right away. I wanna make sure that I can establish a relationship with the customer before I start accepting checks. But it probably won't hurt to accept checks, considering that you know where they live. Not that would, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Not that you would do anything, but you know where they live. You mow their lawn, so probably most people don't want to screw over the guy who mows their lawn. That's probably just not a good idea to do that. So another thing that I noticed is that social media marketing, while it is great for companies that are worldwide, for businesses that are nationwide or can ship to multiple states for their products, I realized that small businesses, small service businesses like lawn care, social media marketing is really going to be difficult to be effective in your local community, and that's for a couple reasons. But imagine if you had, Bob's Lawn Care Instagram page. Nobody really cares about that, and also it's going to be difficult to get into regional areas very close by, and advertisement rates for that will be much higher as well. So social media marketing, not always the best case for these local service businesses like lawn care. But as I was saying, so we get $35 per lawn here. You mow 10 lawns, that's $350. You can mow 2 lawns in an hour. That's 5 hours of work. But you know what? Let's just tack on an extra hour just because, lunch break, whatever you want to do in that extra hour. 6 hours, $350. Now, about 10% of that money is going to go towards your expenses. So you're probably going to spend about $30-some on equipment and gasoline that you're going to pay for this. But your total profit is going to be over $300 in a single day, okay? Now, this is definitely going to require a lot of hard work. That is 5 or 6 hours of hard work. It's not going to be fun necessarily, although I actually do find that I somewhat enjoy mowing lawns. It's something to do. You get outdoors, get some sun, and break a sweat, which is kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm weird or something, but I actually kind of enjoy it. When it's only 5 or 6 hours long, you walk away with $300. And here's the best part about this. Now, you could literally do this every single day, okay? Now, that would kind of suck, but imagine if you do this 5 days a week, full-time, in Orlando, $350, take away some expenses, you're making $300 per day, 5 days a week, you get the weekends off, right? And so 5 days, you're gonna be working an average about 30 hours a week doing this, and you're gonna make about $1,500 a week. Okay, $1,500 a week times 52 weeks, that's gonna be over $75,000 in profit for mowing lawns, okay? This is kind of ridiculous that some people look down on people who mow lawns. They sort of think it's like peasant work. They think, oh, that's too blue collar for me. I want to work in a cubicle. And that's great, but this is definitely a way that you can make money, and it's straight up cash in your hands, very straightforward. That's what I love about this business model, is it's just so straightforward. Like you can't go wrong with a simple business like lawn care. People try to reinvent the wheel all the time. They think, I'm going to start the next big drop shipping business, or I'm going to create dog biscuits or something. But this is a very serious, very legitimate way to do this. So another one of my favorite strategies for gaining lawn care customers all within one area is to do some type of multi-level marketing, okay? And so essentially what you're going to do is you're going to say, hey, if you can refer any of your neighbors, I'll take off $5 per time that I mow, okay, for every customer that you can refer. So what happens is Janet here in this house says, okay, that means that if I refer 7 people, I'm gonna get free lawn care. That's what that means. And that's great for you, okay? So mowing her lawn is gonna take you 30 minutes maybe to mow Janet's lawn, but she just referred 7 people, okay? And this is actually gonna drive people. People love getting discounts and free stuff. And if you tell them you can get free lawn care if you refer 7 other people, there's a good chance that they will do something like that, or they will at least tell their neighbor. And another thing that I really found is that when you're mowing somebody's lawn, a lot of the neighbors will walk up to you and be like, hey, how much do you charge? Can you mow my lawn too? And that's really the best part about this, that a lot of it's through word of mouth, just through your local community. And you can really, over the years especially, you can grow into this one area, and you can pick up 20 or 30 lawns within this one area over the years. And that's really the biggest point that I'm making here, that it might be a little bit difficult to get a bunch of these houses first year. Maybe you can get 10 or 20 of these houses first year, but after a few years you can really start spreading out, and you can get so many of these houses in this one area. So if you have any interest in seeing more videos like this one, don't forget to drop a like and let me know down below if you would actually like to see more videos regarding lawn care, small businesses, marketing for small businesses. I think this is definitely a very doable business. This is something that I do in the summer every weekend, usually like a Saturday. I'll go out and make $200 or $300 in a single day, and then the rest of the week I don't do a whole lot. I work on other businesses, but this is something that I do once a week, just on a single day. You can make $300, and then you can sort of just do it that way. That's probably my favorite way of doing this. Doing this every day, you're probably going to get tired. You're probably going to get a little bit beat up if you're doing this 7 days a week. Even though you might be pulling in close to $2,000 a week doing this, it can certainly be pretty straining on your body. So I would consider doing it maybe 2 or 3 days a week, and you can pull in $500, $600, $700 in a week by doing this for 10 or 20 hours in a week part-time. So I think that about wraps up this video. Any questions or comments, as always, just leave them down below, and I'll see you next time. Look at all this snow. Oh, this is terrible. Don't ever go to the Northeast, guys. This is just not fun. Like, snow sucks. Spring is like in a week, and we have all this crap all over the place. Just don't ever move to the Northeast. If people tell you that the Northeast is great, it's not. It's not at all. Just please don't move to the Northeast. I want to move to like Florida. It's just warm every day. It's like retirement every day, hanging out with old people. It's great. It's great.